Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep on something I think a lot of us have thought about at one point or another. Passive income.
Yeah.
You know, that idea of money coming in even when you're not working. It's pretty appealing, right? Financial freedom.
Oh, absolutely. It's a really attractive idea.
But before we get ahead of ourselves and
Mhm.
picture ourselves, on a beach somewhere with our bank accounts just growing,
Right.
we need to really take a hard look at what passive income actually is.
Yeah.
So to start us off, can you talk about the biggest misconception that you see when people talk about passive income?
Well, the biggest one I think is that it's really passive.
Hmm.
People think you just set something up once and then the money just comes pouring in.
Right.
But even the quote unquote passive income streams require some level of work or management or at least smart investing.
So it's not about like avoiding work altogether. It's more about working smarter.
Exactly. It's about setting up systems or maybe assets that generate income without you having to trade your time directly for money.
Got it. So can we define the term here? What exactly do we mean when we say passive income? And how's that different from how most of us earn a living?
So passive income is basically money you earn regularly with minimal ongoing effort.
Hmm.
It comes from assets you own or systems you've put in place rather than active work.
Okay.
It's money that works for you even when you're not working.
I got it.
This is different from active income, which is like your salary from a job where you're directly trading your time for money.
So an example would be owning a rental property versus working as a cashier.
That's a perfect example. With the rental property, you've made an investment in an asset that's bringing in money, those rent payments.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be there every hour, like the cashier ringing up groceries.
Right. But even owning that rental property has its own responsibilities.
Oh, of course.
So it's not completely passive.
No, not completely.
Okay. So now we have a better idea of what passive income is.
Yeah.
What are some popular ways that people are exploring this?
Well, the first thing that often comes to mind is real estate. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a tangible asset. It has the potential for income, and it can appreciate in value over time.
Yeah, those rental properties.
Yeah.
You always hear about landlords collecting rent checks each month.
That's right. And as property values go up, you're building equity, which can really build wealth over time.
Okay, so sounds pretty straightforward. But we talked earlier about those challenges.
Yeah.
What about dealing with tenants and the time it takes to manage a property?
It's true. Being a landlord comes with responsibilities.
Right.
You might have to deal with repairs or people not paying rent on time. You could even have to evict someone.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
And even if you hire a property manager, you're still responsible for the property and the big decisions.
So it's not as hands-off as it might seem at first glance.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But for people who are willing to put in the work or who can hire someone to help them manage things, real estate can be a great way to build wealth.
So it's all about weighing the rewards against the time and effort you're willing to put in. What if someone likes the idea of real estate, but they don't want to be a hands-on landlord? Are there more passive ways to get involved?
There are, and that's where REITs come in real estate investment trusts.
Okay, REITs. Tell me more.
So a REIT is kind of like a company that owns and manages income-producing real estate properties. Think apartment buildings, office complexes, that sort of thing.
Right.
Instead of buying a whole property yourself, you buy shares of a REIT, like you would buy stock in a company.
Okay.
Then the REIT uses the income from their properties to pay dividends to their shareholders.
So you're basically owning a tiny slice of lots of different properties and getting paid a share of the profits.
Exactly. REITs are a good way to get into real estate, especially if you don't have the money for a down payment on a property or you want a more diversified investment.
And you can buy and sell REIT shares pretty easily on the stock market, right?
That's right.
That sounds a lot easier than dealing with leaky faucets and tenant complaints.
It can be, but like any investment, there are risks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
REIT values can go up and down depending on the market. Interest rates can affect them too, and dividend payouts aren't guaranteed. It all depends on how well the properties in the REIT are doing.
So it's not completely passive. You still have to do your research.
That's right.
Choose REITs carefully and understand the risks.
Exactly. And speaking of dividends, that brings us to another classic passive income strategy, dividend stocks.
Oh yeah, dividend stocks. These are the companies that pay out a portion of their profits to shareholders regularly, right?
That's right.
Like those companies we all know that just keep giving those dividend checks.
Exactly. Companies that have a long history of paying dividends are often called dividend aristocrats.
Okay.
They can be a really steady source of passive income for investors.
It sounds pretty appealing to get those regular payments and potentially see your investment grow over time. But are there any downsides? Any catches to be aware of?
Well, like any investment, there are risks with dividend stocks.
Yep.
Those dividend payments are not guaranteed.
Hmm.
Companies can reduce them or even eliminate them if they run into trouble.
Right.
And the value of the stock itself can go up and down. So your initial investment could change.
So it's not as simple as just picking any company that pays dividends and expecting to get rich.
No, you need to do your research and choose companies that have a strong financial history, a good track record of paying dividends, and a business model that you believe in for the long term.
So look beyond just the dividend yield and really understand the health and stability of the company.
Exactly. You want companies that can weather economic storms and adapt to changes so you can feel good about their ability to keep paying those dividends.
Got it. Okay, so we've talked about real estate and the stock market. Are there any other options out there, particularly for people looking for something less traditional?
Definitely. The world of passive income is always evolving.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of interesting alternatives. One that's becoming more popular is peer-to-peer lending or P2P lending.
Okay, P2P lending. What is that?
It's where you act as the lender. You connect directly with borrowers through online platforms.
So you're cutting out the traditional banks and loaning money directly to people or small businesses.
You got it. And because you're removing the middleman, you can often get higher interest rates than you would with a regular savings account or CD.
Interesting. But it sounds risky.
There are definitely risks. The biggest one is that the borrower might default on the loan.
So they stop making payments.
Right. And that could mean you lose some or even all of your investment.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
That's why it's so important to carefully evaluate borrowers.
Okay.
Diversify your investments across different loans and choose reputable P2P lending platforms that give you the tools to assess the risk.
So P2P lending might have higher returns, but it needs more due diligence and a higher risk tolerance than something like real estate or dividend stocks.
That's a good summary. It shows that passive income isn't always about being completely hands-off. It often involves strategic decision-making, managing risk, and staying informed about the market or industry you're in.
Okay. So we've covered real estate stocks and even P2P lending. What other ways are there to generate passive income, especially in this digital world we live in?
Well, the digital world has opened up a whole bunch of possibilities,
Okay.
from creating and selling digital products to using online marketing. Let's start with digital products.
Okay, digital products, so ebooks, online courses, digital art, music templates, anything you can create once and sell multiple times.
Exactly. If you have a skill, expertise, or passion that you can put into a digital format, you can create a product that can make money even while you sleep.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Create something valuable, put in the effort up front, and then the sales just keep coming in.
That's the idea. And the great thing about digital products is that they're scalable.
Okay.
You can sell the same ebook or course to thousands of people without having to create a separate physical product for each person.
But I imagine the online marketplace is pretty crowded. How do you make your product stand out and get people to buy it?
That's where marketing comes in. You need to figure out who your audience is, create a product that they need, and then promote it effectively.
Okay. So things like social media, email marketing, content creation.
Exactly.
It's not just about having a good product. You have to get it in front of the right people.
That's right. But for people who are willing to learn about digital marketing, there's a lot of potential.
It sounds like digital products offer a lot of flexibility and creative freedom.
They do.
You can use your passions and skills to create something unique and valuable.
That's right. And it doesn't take a ton of money to get started. You mostly need your knowledge, your creativity, and the willingness to learn and adapt.
Okay, let's talk about affiliate marketing. I've been seeing that term everywhere. How does that work as a passive income stream?
So affiliate marketing is a great way to use an online presence that you might already have, like a blog, social media, or a YouTube channel. It's basically recommending products or services that you like. And you get paid a commission when someone buys something through your special affiliate link.
So you're kind of connecting businesses with customers by recommending things you actually like.
Exactly. And the best part is you don't have to create your own product or deal with any inventory or shipping.
Oh, that's nice.
Your focus is just on promoting things that fit with your niche and your audience.
It sounds pretty low risk, especially if you already have a platform and people who follow you.
It can be, but you have to be honest with your audience about those affiliate relationships.
Yeah.
And only recommend things you truly believe in.
So build that trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not genuine, you could damage your credibility and lose your followers.
Makes sense. So it's about authentic recommendations, not just trying to make a quick buck.
Exactly. Now, if you're more tech savvy, there are some more technical options for making passive income,
Okay.
like creating apps or websites.
Okay, this is where I get a little lost.
Mhm.
How do you actually make money from those?
There are actually a few different ways to make money from apps and websites.
Hmm.
Let's start with websites.
Okay.
You get people to visit your site through search results, social media, or ads.
Right?
Then you can make money through display advertising, where
Right.
you earn money each time someone clicks an ad on your site.
Right.
You can also use affiliate marketing, where you recommend things related to your website's content and get a commission on sales.
Mm.
Or you can even sell your own stuff directly through your website.
Like digital products or even services.
Exactly.
So if you have a website that gets a lot of traffic and has valuable content, you can make passive income in different ways.
Exactly. And the same ideas apply to apps. If you develop a useful or fun app that people download and use, you can make money through in-app purchases where
Yeah.
people buy extra features or content within the app.
Right.
You can also use subscriptions where people pay a recurring fee for premium content.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use advertising, like with websites.
Sounds like a lot of potential, but you'd need some serious technical skills to pull that off.
It does take some technical know-how as well as understanding SEO, digital marketing, and user experience design.
Okay, so not for the tech challenged among us.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But for those with the skills and dedication, building and making money from apps and websites can be a great way to generate passive income.
All right, last but not least, let's talk about royalties.
Yes.
Earning money from creative work, like books, music, and art.
It's a dream for a lot of creative people.
It is, and the digital age has made it easier than ever to publish and share your work with the world.
That's right.
Platforms like Amazon Kindle, direct publishing, Spotify, and Etsy have given creators the power to reach huge audiences and make passive income from their creations. So you could write a book, upload it to Amazon, and earn royalties every time someone buys it.
Exactly. And the same goes for musicians, photographers, and other artists.
Hmm.
You can upload your music to Spotify, sell your photos on stock websites, or create designs and sell them on Etsy.
Sounds amazing. To make money doing what you love.
It does. But of course, it's still competitive.
Right.
The creative field always is.
Yeah.
But with digital distribution, you don't need to go through traditional publishers or record labels.
Yeah.
You have more control over your work and how you market it.
So find your niche, build a following, and create quality work that people want.
Exactly. Success isn't guaranteed, but the potential to earn passive income from your creative passions is a huge motivator.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground and explored all sorts of passive income streams. I'm feeling inspired, but also a bit overwhelmed. How do we make sense of all this information and figure out what's right for us?
That's a great question, and it's the perfect way to transition to our final thoughts.
Perfect. So let's wrap up this deep dive with some actionable advice for our listeners.
Yeah, it really is about finding what fits your goals and your life. So let's break down these options and look at their pros and cons, starting with rental properties.
Okay, so rental properties, they have that, real physical appeal.
They do.
But like we said before, they have challenges too. What are the big things to think about with rental properties as passive income?
Well, on the plus side, real estate has the potential for both cash flow and appreciation. You collect rent each month, which ideally covers your mortgage and expenses and leaves you with a profit.
Right.
And if property values go up, you build equity in the property.
Okay.
That can be a big wealth builder over time.
It's like your money is working for you in two ways at the same time.
Exactly. But then there are the downsides we mentioned.
Yeah, the tenant headaches.
Right.
And all that time you spend managing the property.
Those are important to think about. Being a landlord means you have responsibilities. You might have to handle repairs or people who don't pay rent on time or even evictions.
Right.
Even if you hire a property manager, you're still ultimately responsible.
So it's not completely passive?
No, not really. So before jumping into rental properties, ask yourself some questions.
Okay, like what?
How much time and energy are you willing to put in? Are you comfortable being a hands-on landlord, or do you want something more passive?
Right.
Also, what are your finances like?
Okay.
Do you have the money for a down payment, closing costs, and potential repairs?
Yeah, it's going to add up.
They can.
Yeah.
What's the rental market like in your area?
Right.
Is there a demand for rentals? And what are the going rates?
Right.
And are you okay with the risks?
Okay.
Property values can change, and unexpected costs can pop up.
So it's not a decision to take lightly?
No, it's not. Now, what about REITs?
Yeah, those seem like a more hands-off way to get into real estate.
REITs are good for people who want to invest in real estate without actually owning physical property.
Okay.
They offer diversification because they own a bunch of different properties,
Okay.
and they're meant to provide income through dividends.
So instead of putting all your money into one rental property, you're spreading it across multiple properties through the REIT.
Exactly. And REITs are publicly traded, so
Mhm.
you can buy and sell shares easily, which
Mhm.
is more liquid than owning a physical property.
But there are still risks, right?
Of course. Like any investment, REITs are affected by the market and the economy.
Hmm.
Share values can go up and down, and dividends are never guaranteed.
Right.
It all depends on how well the properties in the REIT are doing.
So do your research understand what the REIT invests in and choose one that matches your risk tolerance and your goals?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not about getting rid of risk completely, but about understanding it and managing it.
Okay. Let's move on to dividend stocks.
All right.
Those seem like a good source of passive income for people who want regular payouts and potential growth over time.
They can be, especially those dividend aristocrats we talked about.
Yeah, the companies with a long history of paying dividends.
Right. It seems simple enough,
Yeah, you buy shares and then collect the dividend checks.
but you have to choose those companies carefully.
So,
Not all dividend-paying companies are the same. You want to find companies with a strong financial track record,
yeah.
a history of consistent dividend payments, and a business model that you believe in for the long term.
So don't just go for the highest dividend yield. Look at the whole picture.
Exactly. Make sure the company can keep up with those payments over time. Look for companies with a healthy balance sheet, strong earnings growth, and something that makes them stand out in their industry.
What are some specific things to look for when researching these companies?
Good question. You want to look at the company's dividend payout ratio.
Okay.
This tells you what percentage of their earnings are paying out in dividends.
Hmm.
A lower ratio is usually better because it means they have more room to maintain or even increase dividends in the future.
Makes sense. What else?
Look at their track record of dividend growth.
Okay.
Have they consistently increased their dividend over time?
Right.
That's a good indicator of stability and commitment to shareholders.
Hmm.
Also compare the dividend yield to other similar companies.
Okay.
A higher yield might be tempting, but it could also be risky.
Right.
Compare it to companies in the same industry to see if it's sustainable.
So balance potential return with acceptable risk.
Exactly. And remember, diversification is always a good idea.
Right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Spread your investment across several dividend-paying companies in different industries to reduce your risk.
Okay, so we've talked about real estate and dividend stocks. What about those alternative options like peer-to-peer lending?
Right, P2P lending.
Yeah.
That can be a good option for people who are comfortable with more risk and want potentially higher returns than they might get with traditional investments.
So it's like you're the bank, but with the chance of bigger rewards.
You could say that. You're lending money directly to individuals or small businesses through online platforms.
Right.
You're cutting out those traditional financial institutions.
Right.
This usually means higher interest rates, but also more risk.
Yeah, that risk is what makes me hesitate.
Yeah.
What should people consider before trying P2P lending?
Okay, well, first, choose a reputable platform. Do some research and pick one that has a good track record, strong security, and clear fees.
Got it. What else?
Really evaluate the borrowers. Look at their profiles, their credit scores, and the loan terms to see how risky it is.
Right.
Don't just go for the highest interest rates. Focus on loans you think will actually be repaid.
Okay. And
Diversify your investments.
sites of risk.
Exactly. Spread your money across multiple loans so that if one defaults, it won't hurt as much.
Right.
Most platforms let you invest in small amounts, like $25 per loan.
Hmm.
So you can build a diverse portfolio even if you don't have a lot of money to invest.
So P2P lending is a bit more hands-on than some other passive income streams.
It is. You need to actively choose loans and keep an eye on your investments.
Okay. It's not just set it and forget it.
Right. But if you're willing to put in the time and effort and you understand the risks, P2P lending can offer great returns.
And it's a way to directly support individuals and small businesses.
That's right. All right, let's switch gears again and talk about those digital options.
Okay, yeah, the creating and selling digital products.
Right. There's a lot of potential there, especially as more of our lives move online.
It seems like there are so many options. Ebooks, online courses, digital art templates, stock photography.
Yeah.
Where do you even begin?
The digital world has opened up amazing opportunities for passive income.
It really has.
If you have a skill or knowledge that you can turn into a digital product, you can reach people all over the world. and make recurring income.
Yeah, those ebooks, online courses, all of that. It does seem endless.
It really is. And the best part is you don't need physical inventory or shipping.
Right.
You create the product once, and then you can sell it again and again.
Okay, so you put the work in up front, create something valuable, and then the sales just come in without you having to do much.
That's the idea. Digital products are really scalable.
But the digital marketplace is competitive, right?
Yeah.
How do you stand out and get people to buy your product?
Well, you have to have a strategy.
Right.
First, find your niche.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on a specific area of expertise or interest.
Right.
And then make your product specifically for that audience.
Okay, so really know your audience.
Yes. Then create high-quality content, whether it's an ebook, a course, or a template.
Right.
Make sure it's well-made, informative, engaging, and gives real value to your customers.
So it has to be good.
It does. Then you need to market it strategically.
Okay, so use social media, email marketing, content creation, paid advertising, all of that.
Exactly. Figure out the best way to reach your audience and promote your product.
So create a great product and then make sure the right people know about it.
That's right. And don't forget to build a community.
Okay.
Engage with your customers, give them excellent service, and build a community around your brand that can lead to repeat business and people recommending your product to others.
That's always good.
It is. Okay, now let's talk more about affiliate marketing.
Okay, so we touched on this briefly before, but how does it work?
So it's all about using your online presence, whether it's a blog, social media, or a YouTube channel. You recommend products or services you like.
Right.
And you get a commission if someone buys something through your unique affiliate link.
So you're like a trusted advisor connecting businesses with potential customers.
Exactly. And you don't have to create your own product or worry about inventory or shipping. You just promote things that fit your niche and your audience.
It does sound pretty low risk, especially if you already have a platform and an engaged audience.
It can be. But you have to be honest with your audience about your affiliate relationships.
Yeah.
Only recommend things you genuinely believe in.
So maintain that trust.
Exactly. If you just try to make a quick buck, you'll lose credibility in your followers.
Okay, so authenticity is key.
It is. Now, if you're more tech savvy, there are even more technical ways to make passive income.
Okay, like what?
Like creating apps or websites.
Okay, I need a little help with this.
Oh.
How do people make money from apps and websites?
There are a few ways. Let's start with websites.
Okay.
You get people to visit your site through organic search results, social media, or paid advertising.
Right.
Then you can make money through display advertising.
Okay, so like banner ads and stuff?
Exactly. You earn revenue when people click on those ads. You can also use affiliate marketing on your website.
Right, so recommend products related to your content and get a commission.
Exactly. And you can sell your own things directly through your website.
Like digital products, ebooks, online courses, those sorts of things.
Yes. Or you can even offer services like consulting or coaching.
So if your website has good content and gets a lot of traffic, you can make passive income in different ways.
That's right. And the same ideas apply to apps. If you develop a useful or entertaining app that people use regularly, you can make money through in-app purchases.
Okay, so people can buy extra features or content within the app.
Right. You can also use subscriptions where people pay a regular fee for premium access.
Okay.
Or you can use advertising like with websites.
So there are a lot of possibilities. But it sounds like you need to be pretty tech savvy to make this work.
It does take some technical skills,
Right.
and you need to understand SEO, digital marketing, and UX design.
Okay, so not for everyone.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But if you have those skills and you're dedicated, building and making money from apps and websites can be really rewarding.
Okay, let's get back to royalties.
Right.
Earning passive income from creative work.
Yes. It's a dream for many creative people.
It is. And now it's easier than ever to self-publish and share your work online.
It is. Platforms like Amazon Kindle, Direct Publishing, Spotify, and Etsy have made it much easier for creators to reach a large audience
Okay.
and make passive income from their work.
So you could write a book, upload it to Amazon, and potentially earn royalties from every sale.
Exactly. And it's the same for musicians, photographers, and artists. You can upload your music to Spotify, sell your photos on stock websites, or create and sell designs on Etsy.
That's pretty amazing to make
Or-
money doing something you love.
It is. But the creative field is always competitive.
That's true.
But the good thing about digital distribution is you don't need to rely on traditional publishers or record labels.
Right.
You have more control over your work and how you market it.
So find your niche, build a following, and create good work that people connect with.
Exactly. Success isn't guaranteed, but the possibility of earning passive income from your passions is a great motivator.
Absolutely. Okay, we've covered a lot here, exploring all these different passive income streams. I'm feeling inspired, but also a bit overwhelmed. How do we make sense of all this and figure out what's right for us?
That's a great question. And it's the perfect lead-in to our final thoughts.
Perfect. So let's wrap up this deep dive with some advice our listeners can actually use. We've explored so many ways to generate passive income. It's amazing. From those classic routes like real estate and dividend stocks to all the online business and creative stuff, it's really exciting.
It is. There's so much potential out there.
But it can also feel overwhelming.
Hey,
Or like, where do you even begin?
it's true. When you have so many options, it's hard to know where to start.
Yeah.
So let's try to break it down into some concrete steps that you can actually take to start your passive income journey.
Okay, that sounds good. How do we move from just thinking about it to actually doing something?
Well, the first thing is to really think about yourself,
Hmm.
your strengths, your passions, and what you have to work with. What skills do you have? What do you enjoy? What comes naturally to you?
So take stock of what you already have.
Exactly. And then think about how those things could fit with different passive income streams.
Okay.
For example, if you're good at writing and you like sharing, maybe creating ebooks or online courses would be a good fit.
Right.
Or if you're a visual person and you're talented at photography, you could sell stock photos online or even get into affiliate marketing for photography gear.
So find that connection between what you're passionate about and what could actually make you money.
Exactly. Don't forget about your financial situation and how much time you have.
Right.
Some passive income streams need more upfront investment or more time and effort than others.
So if someone doesn't have a lot of money to invest, maybe starting a blog or building a social media following to do affiliate marketing would be easier than buying a rental property.
That's a great point. You want to choose a path that fits your current situation and what you have available.
Okay, so we figured out our strengths, passions, and resources,
Mhm.
and we started thinking about possible passive income streams that match. What's next?
Now it's time to really dig in and do your research.
Okay.
Learn everything you can about the specific passive income ideas you're interested in. Read books, articles, blog posts, listen to podcasts, watch videos, talk to people who are already successful in those areas.
So basically become an expert in that specific area.
Exactly. The more you know, the better decisions you'll make.
Right.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Sure.
Start small, test different things out, and see what works.
So take action, even if they're baby steps,
Mm.
and be willing to adjust as you go.
Exactly. Remember, building passive income is a journey, not a sprint.
Okay.
There will be challenges and unexpected turns along the way. The key is to be persistent, keep learning, and adapt as needed.
And to celebrate those small victories.
Oh, absolutely. Acknowledge your progress and be proud of yourself for taking those steps and moving forward.
You know, it's easy to forget that building a sustainable passive income stream takes time and effort. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
That's so true. It's about building something that will last.
It's about shifting your mindset from trading time for money to creating something valuable that makes money even when you're not actively working.
Exactly. It's about creating financial freedom and having more choices in your life.
I love that. So maybe your next deep dive will be about your own passive income success story, and you can inspire others to take that leap.
That would be fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and insights with us today.
You're welcome.
And to all our listeners, keep learning, keep trying new things, and keep building toward a brighter financial future. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.